I'd like to call to order the Hopkinton Zoning Board meeting for, what is today?
22nd.
For April 22nd. So we have petition 1, which is continued hearing for a petition for dimensional variance filed by Courtney Cahill on behalf of herself, a mailing address of 21 Yales Lane, Rockville, Rhode Island, 02873 for property owned by Courtney Cahill and Jermaine Gurr, located at 21 Yells Lane, Rockville, Rhode Island, 02873, and identified as Assessor Plat 16, Lot 11, RFR 80 zone, and filed in accordance with the Section 9 of Chapter 134 of the zoning ordinance of the town of Hopkinton as amended. It does not look like the applicant is present again. Do we have anybody in the audience that's based on this application? No. Gentlemen, what would you like to do with this? We've been kicking this for several months. Have we heard from her?
No, I called her yesterday and left her a voicemail and asked her to give me a call if she could not attend or she didn't have her letter, and I did not hear from her.
Was that the same? Was it last month? Did she respond from last month?
February was the last month that she responded.
So,
I think we've given her ample time.
yeah. So, should we?
I think you have a couple options. You can, you should already have sufficient notice that if you want to double down on the notice, send her a letter telling her that it will be dismissed with prejudice at the next meeting. Or you can, and that means that she'd be precluded from filing for a year, or you can dismiss it tonight with or without prejudice. It's entirely at your discretion.
So my thoughts would be just to dismiss it without prejudice and allow her to reapply, and we'll just start the process again when she gets her ducks in a row. I don't see any point in penalizing her just because she hasn't made it. I mean, it'd be nice if she would follow through with communication, but I don't want to make any assumptions. Everybody's in a crazy world right now, so I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I agree with that, yeah.
Dan,
I was thinking that earlier.
Dan, yeah. Agreed. Chip, how you feel on that?
I agree. I think we should. Although to say I didn't really hear the first option very well. I agree with what you just said.
Okay. The first option was to dismiss with prejudice, which would prohibit her from reapplying for a year. I don't think that there's not really a reason to penalize her that way. I think she just had a hard time getting a biologist out there, and we are in the COVID world and everything else. So this is just a screwy time to try and be doing these projects.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. Then I think it should be without prejudice. Is that what the option was?
Yep.
Okay.
So with that being said, could I entertain a motion to that effect?
So moved.
So move. We got a second out there, anybody?
Second.
All right, we got Dan for a second. Any more discussion on that?
Without prejudice.
Without prejudice, correct. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There you go. All right. So she can reapply if need be. We'll start again. All right. So now we're going to move on to petition 2, which is to determine. I thought we already did that, didn't we? Are we in the hearing phase?
Hearing phase.
Yeah.
Hearing phase.
Did I not update it?
No. So we're here for that's okay. We're hearing on a petition for a special use permit filed by Edward and Julietta Sherman with mailing address of 163 Canal Street, Wesley, Rhode Island, 02891 on behalf of themselves for property owned and located at 165 Ashway Road, Bradford, Rhode Island, 02808. Identified as Assessor's Plat Lot 4. It's in an RFR 80 zone and filed in accordance with Section 8C and 10 of Chapter 134 of the zoning ordinance of the town of Hopkinton as amended. So we have Mr. Sherman here tonight. So we're going to have you step up to the mic and identify yourself, because we've got some people on the virtual world that would love to. Yeah, there's some people on the computer there that are listening. So Tiana, you want to? Yeah.
Swear 'em in?
Yeah, you know how to swear him in?
Yeah.
I don't know if we've done that with you, have we?
No.
No. Make your best attempt. I think we all know what it means.
Thanks. And I actually have it in my folder. Can I go really grab it?
Sure.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Tiana hasn't had to do this yet. So. Good practice one.
Okay.
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you share shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Okay. So identify yourself for the record. Okay. There we go. So now, so Ted, what are we doing? You're proposing
Put a greenhouse up.
adding another greenhouse?
Yep, and storage. All it is like a big box with a cover on it, to put the pots and the stuff in it. Just the other thing.
Okay. We've got some maps, which I don't think that the people online are able to see it. We've got a plan there somewhere.
The rolled up one right in front of you.
Oh, that one, that big one. Okay. You guys got your mini ones, do you?
Just from my perspective, in the last meeting, I just remember that we were required to have a stamp on it. So I'll trust that if everyone that can see the maps verifies that the maps are stamped, then I'm good.
Chip, so last meeting, we were asking about the surveyor stamp.
Surveyor stamp for
Yep.
item A checklist and also on G, the separate site plan.
Did you get an updated map?
Where is it?
Found
Oh, okay.
Tony, do you have the updated map?
I don't,
Did you see the updated map?
I did not,
it. I gave it to Sherry.
but he did,
Next day, I went there and I grabbed it, gave it to
they
Sherry.
didn't put it in my packet.
Yeah, it's got a stamp, a signature on it.
Yes.
I did not receive it.
I did not see it, you gave it to Sherry.
I went right to Sherry right after the next day with some light and everything.
And I could run to
No, we
the office.
we can verify that later.
Just, well, it's hard to approve the checklist without having verification. Tony, could you give Sherry a call? See if she's available, just to, if she had her eyes on it?
Yeah, okay, she tells me where it is, I can run down there like that.
You gotta give it 2 copies. Just,
All right, so we're gonna be delayed a minute just to get verification on this item. Actually, you wanna move on to the other ones? What was the other outstanding?
The same thing, the stamp on the separate site plan I had marked.
Okay, so, all right, so that's both of them.
Yeah.
Sherry, Ted Sherman, he dropped off a site plan that was stamped to you. Do you remember that? You know where it is? I went back to the office to get it. I'll take it. No, I'm gonna head down there now. Just keep your phone on, I'm gonna head down and try to find it and bring it back to the board. Hold on one second. Sherry thought that it ended up going into your the packet that went over to you. I don't.
I never got anything
She
in my
said no,
mailbox.
so what I'm gonna do is I'll take a ride down there and try to find, just keep your phone, okay? All right. Okay, fine. I shall return to the office at
You guys wanna entertain conditionally approving the checklist based on Tony bringing that back stamped?
I'd make a motion.
Okay, can we get a second on that? Sorry, did we catch up with that, Tiana?
Go ahead.
Jumped the gun. We got a second?
I'll second that.
All right, so Joe's got a second. Any discussion on that? Good? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all right, so let's move forward. All right, so it looks like you're proposing, you got a 18 by 48 greenhouse in the center rear of the property.
Yeah, it's right next to the other house that's in the back there.
And then, you've got a 20 by 21 storage building proposed also? All right, and that's to the right of it, which would be, what is that to the,
It's near the shed more or less, there's a shed there. It's gonna be over near the shed.
okay.
It's probably not gonna be that big, no matter if it's smaller.
All right, so the greenhouse is gonna be the same style as what's already up.
Yeah, the storage thing is gonna be a little smaller.
All right, and
That
that's,
was overkill, and when I looked at it, I was like, oh, yeah.
the storage building, is that gonna be, like stick framed or is it?
No, it's gonna.
Oh, it's gonna be, all right,
With a cover on it, you know what I mean? You know,
almost like a carport or something?
Yeah, similar to that, yeah, but I'm gonna put my own on it because it's a water right, you know, stays and not to it.
Okay,
You know, put like a big,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean, so keep my stuff there. It'll match everything else.
So the greenhouse is for obviously growing plants, right? Storage sheds for storage. All right, so is the public gonna have access to this area? No, so this is all just gonna be for you and your employees? You're not gonna sell out of either building? And I think we had discussed that the pre-app, was it the first two greenhouses, those are the ones customers going to the first couple?
Yes.
Okay. All right, but none of that stuff in the rear. And I know we had past restrictions on the lot, so you're not extending these into that back envelope where you're not supposed to put any structures, right?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Let's not go down that road again. You guys have any other questions on it?
Any lighting that any?
Yeah, is there any power out there? No?
And the fans,
Fans?
Oh, the
it's always
fans.
gotta have fans, you know, to grow it.
So, yeah, well, regular temperature. Yep.
Propane heater.
Yeah, it's a propane fan. So no lights, any exterior lights on it? No?
There won't be anybody in there for nighttime.
All right. No, well, I just know in the past that the neighbors had problems with the lights affecting their house and stuff. So I just wanted on the record if we're gonna have lighting or anything on it.
And just kind of like for back business, when we approved a couple years ago, the expansion, I think there was arborvitae's planted along that line. That's all kind of taken hold and good?
Yep, I even put them on the other side, just doing it, you know, if I have extra, I put more on.
So in terms of neighbors next door to the, kind of the right-hand side of you, they would have this is not going to impede their,
No.
they're not going to see what's going on.
I actually talked to Ron and Karen.
Okay.
They said they didn't have a problem.
How tall is the greenhouse?
Same as the one that's, on the drawing, same exact.
Give a height
it's
on the
duplicate.
Existing ones that are there.
The same would be easier, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Does it give a height on the
10,
drawing?
12-foot high?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I don't see a height, but that's about,
It's not, I mean,
Okay.
I can get it, I can almost touch the top, that's all. You know.
there's no foundation, just anchors to that?
I mean, I'm gonna plate it around it.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Plastic around
Yeah.
So you're not changing any of the other landscape or anything with this. This, it looks like this is in between other structures that are there.
It's gonna butt one of the ones in front of it, pretty much, and then run down, that's all.
It looks like you have a small shed to the east of it, to the right, and then you've got a larger greenhouse
Yeah,
to
that's
the left.
awesome.
All right, so these are gonna be nestled in between. That's right, I said nestled. Very comforting word.
I'll make sure to include that in the notes.
Okay, you don't have to. My comedy routine, it's never ending. Yeah, it's like, it looks, I mean, we don't have any it's within all the setback requirements. So we're just looking for an expansion of a non-conforming use, correct? Yeah. You guys have any other questions? Dan? Nothing? Chip, do you have any questions on it?
No, I think that's the only thing that, so when you just said this was an expansion of a non-conforming use, does that mean, is that property And this, this is just out of curiosity, is that property not zoned commercial or whatever?
Yeah, it's a R80 zone, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's rural farm residential, which is probably one of the more common zones
Yep.
we have in town.
Yep.
So it doesn't really allow for new commercial businesses such as this. So
Yep.
it's what we'd call a grandfathered use.
Yep.
When there's alterations to that use, depending on what it is, he'd come in to get a special use. We'd make sure that it was conforming with that use, that he's not expanding it, too much to where it's going to upset neighbors.
Yeah.
It's just to put our eyes on it to make sure things don't get out of hand, basically. It's just
Yeah. It sounds like that even his proposed uses, it sounds like it's actually within the footprint and the confines of the existing non-conforming use, so that sounds okay to me.
all right. I'd prefer Tony to get back in here, see if he has any comments. I don't want to, why don't we reach out to the public if there's anybody there that would like to speak. Do you have anybody present that would like to speak? Because we have two ladies in the audience.
I'm the only neighbor that came tonight, and I have no objection.
Okay,
To the improvements.
could you identify yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sharon Bridge, I'm the abutting neighbor in the back of his property. We own the big field that runs the length of the back of his property, as well as his abutting neighbor.
Yeah, so if we could have Ted step away from the podium, we're gonna have you come over here and swear you in, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I got carried away, a little discombobulated.
All right, you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you share shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
So help me God.
Okay, and identify yourself again.
My name is Sharon Bridge. I live at 20 Diamond Hill Road. Our property abuts the back of Ted's property. And we have no objection to what he wants to do. It's stepping up for business people in the pandemic to make a living and to make so many changes. So we congratulate him on his improvement.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like to speak? Yep, come on up. We're gonna make you do the same thing.
I'm a new neighbor.
Hi, new neighbor.
I'm happy to meet her. I'm happy to do something.
Okay, hang on a sec. Tiana's gonna swear you in too. That's okay.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you share shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, now identify yourself. Your name is?
My name is Melanie Chakowski, and I'm the property next door.
Could you spell your last name?
DROZDOWSKI.
Let's see if Tiana got all that.
I can look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
All right, sorry.
I'm not an objection. I'm very happy he's doing something, doing a wonderful job. I wish I could help him. And I've got no objection whatsoever.
Okay.
Very happy finally we start up in America, so congratulations, please. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I hope good luck. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now we'll reach out to our virtual audience. Who do we have there, Tiana?
It looks like Karen Lees and Lou Nan.
Okay, would Karen or Lou like to speak? They have their hands up at all? No?
Oh, Karen did.
I knew
Hang on.
Karen would.
All right, Karen, if you want to unmute yourself, girl, fast.
Hi,
Hi, Karen.
okay.
This is John. Tiana's got to swear you in again.
Okay.
I can't see
so-
your right hand.
Yep, raise your virtual hand.
Do you
Got my
solemnly-
virtual hands up.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you share shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, John, I swear.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so can you identify yourself?
Sure. Karen Lees, and I live at 171 Ashway Road, Bradford.
Thank you. The
Ron and
floor
I
is
are
yours.
both here. What? I'm sorry, John?
The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Oh, it's fine. Ron and I are both here. I spoke with Sherry, and Ronnie has spoken with Ted, and we just, verified what he said he was going to do, and no problem. The only question I was just wondering, lots of times he has, deliveries out back, the big tractor trailers. I don't know how they do it, but they get in over there and they back up. I just wondered if they'd still have ample room to do that.
All right, so Corinne asked if you'd still have room for your, for the trucks that are delivering material to go around in the back. To me, it appears so, because that's not really an area where you receive the material. So Corinne, I don't know that, you don't really have the plan in front of you. But
I don't know.
So if the last greenhouse he has towards the back, which is towards the neighbor's property, on the
Right.
opposite side of the property,
Right.
he's looking to put one more greenhouse of the similar size to the one that's there next to it, closer to your property, but it's central to the lot.
Yeah, that's what he told Ron. That's fine. He took Ronnie and showed him. Yep.
Yep. And then to the right of that, again, closer to your lot, but still central, between that and the little shed, he's gonna put another storage shed.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. You asked about the lights and stuff, so that's all good.
Has everything been better out there lately?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
it has. I think he's making every effort to do what you have asked of him.
All right, that's terrific.
Yeah, so I appreciate it, and it's good to be where we're at, and wish him well. It seems to be okay.
All right, everything kosher over there, Ted? It's all good? Good. No, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
That's terrific. I don't like either of you having headaches, and it's good when neighbors get along.
Absolutely, we agree.
That's terrific. Is there anybody else there that would like to start? Corinne, are you done?
I am. I'm all set. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
Thank you. Thank you. Say
You
hi
all
to
take
Ron.
care.
The other fellow have their hand up at all, or they just listening?
Yeah.
Okay. Could I entertain, we take about a 10-minute recess till the zoning official gets back?
So moved.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
We're gonna wait for Tony to get back, and then we can move along here. Can I have a motion to re-adjourn? So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye? Okay.
Aye.
All right, so we have a copy of our site plan has now been confirmed that it's been stamped by the engineer. Thank you, Tony, for doing all the legwork. So Tony, while you were away, we heard testimony from all the neighbors. They were all in favor. Even ones in the past that have had issues are in favor right now with the way things are proposed.
All the neighbors who chose to participate.
Well, that's true.
Not all the neighbors.
Thank you. All the neighbors that chose to participate. So Ted gave his testimony on what he'd like to do with the shed and the greenhouse. Do you have any comments or anything you'd like to add? I want to just give you a chance to put anything on the record.
No, as long as he follows the approved site plan and the board's recommendations, I'm fine with it.
Okay. All right. Would the board like to add anything?
And just say something real quick.
Go ahead, Chip.
I know that zone changes and zoning in general can be difficult in this town, especially in circumstances like this where they're not, they're incongruent zone, activities. But I think this is a good activity. I like the way the plan is trying to stay within the existing bounds, and I also think it's relatively consistent with the comprehensive plan and trying to maintain the rural character of this town. So I think when we think about business activities like this, I think this is a good one, and I know that's maybe some people may not agree with it, but I think that this is a good activity. So I'm happy to approve this.
Okay. All right, thank you. We're gonna go through findings of fact here, and give Joe a little ammunition for his, you got them all?
All ready to go.
All right, fire them out
All
there.
right. I move that after due consideration, the zoning board makes the following findings of facts in regards to the special use permit application. The new structure is a proposed 18 by 48 greenhouse centered in the rear of the lot. The other new structure proposed is a 20 by 21 hoop house storage shed. There is no public access to the greenhouse or the hoop house, and there's no sales from these greenhouses. The only power run out there is for cooling fans and for propane heaters to run the heaters when the weather gets chilly. And that we have testimony from 3 abutting neighbors that have no objections.
Okay, any other findings, fellas? No, I think the applicant wants to say something.
I'm trying to think that, I wanna put the house close as I can to the other house, you know what I mean? Cause you don't want them too far apart, usually put them like a couple feet, so you guys keep saying the center, I make sure we're all clear.
No, yeah, well,
You guys know that.
Yeah, we're Joe's just clarifying that it's in the center of the buildable area of your lot.
It's,
Double checking.
yeah, within the setback, so you're not encroaching on any
So
any bounds.
I just want to,
Per your site plan.
yes,
per your
yes,
site
per
plan.
the site
Per the
plan.
site plan.
Because the lot is much longer than where the structures are. There's a dogleg that goes out to the back, and this is in the rear center portion of the lot. So we have people online that can't see the site plan, so we're trying to verbalize where it is.
Double checking.
It's going to be to the east side, next to the last greenhouse you have in the rear. I think that's what Joe's trying to
Exactly.
say with, I'll add a million words to make
There
the
you go.
same
The
point.
site plan is part of the public record, so
Yes.
anybody can come and see it.
Yep. So any other findings of fact you want to add, guys? Nope, I think I'm good with those myself. All right. So that, Joe made that a motion for findings of fact. Would somebody entertain a second on that?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have no proposed conditions. We're all, everybody's set.
No, I don't see any conditions on this one.
Just sorry, quick point here.
You're fine.
At the last meeting, I don't know if this counts as a condition, but I just bring it up. The last meeting, we said if there were to be, in accepting the waiver for the traffic study, we did say that if there were any future expansions, there would have to be a traffic study. So I don't know if that pertains as a condition here or not.
I think we deal with it at that time if there was
Okay.
a proposal to do something different.
Okay.
I think it on its merits at that point. I wouldn't want to condition it prematurely.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that.
Yep, no, that's fine. We're waiting on Joe here for a second. And when he's
Okay.
ready, he can fly.
So with that, I'll move that, based on the findings of fact, I move that the zoning board finds that the proposed use will be compatible with the neighboring use and will not adversely affect the surrounding neighbors' use and enjoyment of their property.
All right, that was a motion. We got a second out there? Dan, second. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Based on the findings of fact, I move that the zoning board finds that the proposed use will be environmentally compatible with the neighboring properties and the protection of their property values.
All right, we got a second from Dan. Any discussion on that one? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Based on the findings of fact, I move that the zoning board finds that the proposed use will be compatible with the orderly growth and development of the town and will not be environmentally detrimental therewith. That's hard to say.
It is a tough one. Yeah.
Second.
All right, we got a second from Dan. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Based on the findings of fact, I move that the zoning board finds that the proposed special use serves the purpose of this ordinance and the comprehensive plan for the reasons previously stated.
All right, we got a second from Dan. Any discussion on that one? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Based on the findings of fact, I move that the zoning board finds that the proposed use will be compatible with the best practices and procedures to minimize the possibility of any adverse effects on neighboring properties, the town, the environment, all of which includes consideration for soil erosion, water supply protection, septic disposal, wetland protection, traffic limitation, and safety and circulation.
We got a second from Dan. Any discussion on that one? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Mhm. So, based on the previously stated findings of fact, the testimony heard and documents received, the board moves that the applicant has demonstrated to the satisfaction of the board of review by legal competent evidence that the proposed use is in keeping with the intent and purpose of the zoning ordinance.
All right, we got a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Lastly, I move that the zoning board finds that based on the previous findings of fact, that we approve this special use permit.
Any discussion?
Yeah, just briefly, Ted, I'll say for the record that my support of the approval of the special use permit hinges entirely on the support you got from your neighbors. Because of the difficulties that you encountered in the past, the ability to overcome that, work with your neighbors, and actually have them come in support of your application. Because it wasn't just that they weren't objecting, it's that you actually had people speaking in support of it. So for those reasons, and I support support all businesses in the town. So it's for that reason you have my vote. Thank you.
Well said. No, that was good. All right. So we
You
were
have to
at,
vote on it.
yep, no,
Okay.
that's, any more discussion?
Sorry.
Thank you. No, I need the reminder.
Okay.
All right, good. Chip, you have anything to add? Good?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, you're all set. Yeah, thank you from the board for working things out with your neighbors. Doing what you're supposed to. Thanks, Ted. Good luck with the season.
Good luck, Ted.
All right, so we have minutes for this board. You have minutes?
What?
You have minutes here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I got a couple months minutes maybe. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I got it.
All right, I make a motion that we accept the zoning board of review meeting minutes from March 18th, 2021.
Second.
All right, any discussion on those?
Say that again.
I make a motion that we accept the zoning board of review meeting minutes from March 18th, 2021.
Okay. Approved? Yeah, all right.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Chip, okay?
Yep, good.
Yep. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right,
Aye.
minutes are approved. I don't think there was anything else I got to ratify last month's.
Yeah, Hope Valley Range.
Yep. We have something, do I need to sign anything? In the past, I've signed to ratify.
Yeah, there's certainly gonna be some evidence that you can report of the city.
Yeah.
Do you,
I don't do it.
actually, I think we,
Yeah.
the past attorneys were doing it, bringing it in. But you could, if you want, email it to me, I can electronically sign it.
Yeah, I'll coordinate with, you know.
Yeah, I'll take, all right, so that'll be ratified soon. All right, so any other discussion, guys? Good? Good. Chip, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, Chip.
Take care.
Tony, do you need